Hello, my name is Callum Quigley, and in this video I will be covering multiple pieces of work-based observations and modules. These will be work-based observations for the measuring and marking out materials as well as assembly. The project for this task is the second phase of window shutters. Although I am focusing on one particular part of the job in this video, which are the head sections. The head sections cover all the criteria I have achieved in this video. Here are the specifications for the whole job itself. It is very important I gain a thorough understanding of these as it prepares me for the task ahead. The measurements are very clear and easy for me to understand and were used effectively to establish correct operating procedures and tolerances. Here are the basic and first materials selected to begin the task. I received these materials from the CNC as they created the board and beading open sections. Therefore, the components were selected for performance and appearance. The marking up stage has begun with the CNC machined curve on each open section needs to be notched out square with a chisel and mallet. I'm using my measuring and marking out equipment effectively to meet the correct angle measurements. This also goes for the detailing on the front and back edge of the head sections. Should there be a problem throughout the task regarding to the specifications, I have the person who drew the job upstairs in our offices for any queries. Any problems surrounding the material or equipment, then I have my works manager to report to. With more checks or measurements being made, this next stage is myself block planing the edge of the MDF panels as they were machined too big. So the checks were made on this and decisions were made to simply take a small amount off to meet the specifications. Organising the panels for the sections were carried out by simply numbering and lettering to ensure the task continued to run smoothly. More measuring and marking out were made as each end section needed an angle cut out on it. This was done by using my angle finder. There was a 9-degree difference on each side. Therefore, on the chop saw, I needed to set up the angle of 9 degrees to fit the overall accuracy for my marking out. Following on from this, I sanded the panels before gluing and pinning, as it will be hard to sand after. The gluing and pinning stage of the panels went really well with the adhesive cleaned before drying. The next stage of the head section was to assemble, which meant measure out the beading for the overall design. I carried out some of my own measuring techniques as I had to cut the beading down from long lengths. I cut each one over length by roughly 30mm to ensure I had some play to cut the mitre to fit. Checking the beading for defect free was also important. This is because you don't want any knots or marks, as that means more time potentially filling. As the beading is only being white factory primed after, the beading does need to be in the best condition possible. The continuation of relating and referencing throughout was important with some of my own measurements and notes in comparison with the drawings. Calibrating the guillotine was very important as this was the agreed chosen machine to use to cut the required mitres. Most of the beading was at a 45 degrees, whereas some were a 99 and an 81. Therefore, more calibrating needed to be carried out during the task. I used my measuring equipment, the angle finder and the combi square to find the angle throughout. Taking my time to calibrate is vital in order for overall performance and tolerances. All 45-degree angles were cut prior to the 99 and 81 degrees, as the machine has already been accurately calibrated and set up in order to cut the 45-degree mitres first. Then the process of gluing and pinning began again when all the miners were prepared and ready. Labelling the head sections after assembly was important for future reference. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.